All right, what's up? Welcome to the Gossip Intellectual Podcast with me, Royce Wynn. We're here. We're back. We only had like 1 day off, and then we're right back on the microphone, just talking, just doing what I do best as a only child and eccentric personality. This is perfect for me. No, I do need to spend more time with others. We're working on that. Finding ways. I just saw Jon Stewart say he should have made more friends. He made great material, but not enough friends. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be alone eating at Jersey Mike's. That's what he said. He does. With me, it might be, I don't know, some type of taco restaurant. Burrito tacos with no cheese. Hello. Beautiful day today, though. Wanted to get out. So hopefully I'll get out for a little bit and enjoy the weather. It got hot, right? We had like 2 cool days. Last podcast I was complaining about how it was dreary and cold and rainy, and now it's hot. Okay, so we'll take that. That's always good. I'm always in a better mood when it's warmer outside. I think everybody is. Spirits are up, right? This is perfect too. This is before you walk 2 blocks and you're just dripping sweat, and you look like you just went for a swim. So enjoying this, man. Enjoying life, right? No matter how chaotic, crazy, how much pressure is on me, I always feel like it's just a privilege to be on the microphone and do a podcast, any type of form of entertainment. Because, I was riding by in New York. Every day you get to see who has it worse than you and who has it better than you. Okay? So you get on the train and, you go through the fancy neighborhoods because everything is close together. But then you turn the corner and it's just a line of people waiting for food. And it's just like, wow, hope that's not me. And then, somebody who hasn't taken a shower in 10 days asks you for money or just wants to talk to you about something they were already having a conversation with themselves about. You just happen to be there. And that's what I'm saying. Right? You feel me, right? I don't even know what you're talking about, sir. Happy to be here. My life is chaotic. I don't know what type of apartment I got. Because there's like pre-war and then there's just old and crappy. I got the old crappy apartment. Sorry, I got scratched on. And, things just keep falling apart and getting worse. And I'm just cleaning up just an old withering away apartment. I should name this apartment Biden because it's just old and withering away. And the bones are decaying within my apartment. So was setting up plates on the second tier of my cabinet, and the thing just flipped over just out of nowhere. And so I lost some plates and bowls and I had to clean that up. So that's how my day went. Just kitchen chaos. That's how it started. But at least it was after my iced coffee. Plates crashing before the iced coffee, that's just evil. Okay? It's like, what is the ghost of Diddy around? But plates crashing after iced coffee is like, you know what? At least I'm awake. At least my head is clear enough to deal with this right now. So that was it. Slept decent. Was kind of like light in and out. Wasn't terrible. Always have trouble getting to sleep because I have people stalking my thoughts. Between trying to block out all my bad thoughts and knowing that there's always somebody who might possibly see that, it makes it a little harder for me to exist. But that's fine. Obviously, there's something about me where people have to know every single thing about me. But we take it in stride. And, I feel blessed. I feel grateful Overall, okay. So let's talk. Diddy trial. Mia has testified yesterday and today. Okay, so another assistant of the Diddy's testified yesterday and today, and she uses, I think I'm using the word right, pseudonym for her name Mia. That's not her real name, but the internet did find her. Okay, I saw a sketch. They said there was no sketches, but I saw a sketch of her, unless it was just AI. But from her testimony saying she wanted to do a comedy show, they looked up comedy shows that were produced around that time with Diddy, and they found a picture of her, and everybody knows who she is now. But she had a rough testimony with Diddy. Just a side note, I'm just like, all right, back. She was saying it was before Me Too, but I'm like, the way these women stalk me and build a case on me, I'm like, why didn't y'all do this for Diddy? Why didn't y'all use your telepathic powers and sneaky little stalking powers back then? But I don't know. Maybe it just started recently with AI. So, she said she talked about the multiple grapes. Like, Diddy was a closet freak for real. Like, he was literally just in the closet, and she was like arranging stuff in the room. He just popped out the closet, just grabbed her head. So it was like a facial grape. Then another time, I think they said she was on a plane. She tried to walk by. He just woke up, just grabbed her, graped her. And then, like, another time, I think they were on vacation, or he made her like drink something in the kitchen. She felt woozy, graped her. Like, the man was wild. Okay, so that was all yesterday. She talked about the multiple grapes, and then, like we talked about it before, Diddy is just evil. He just likes to just humiliate women and just like put them in compromising positions, and then like throw stuff at them. Like, he treats them like a game at the carnival. It's like, how uncomfortable can I make her and see if she could dodge this plate right here? So they were like getting people together for a party or something. He was like, go get everybody in the room, and she was like, I was on my period, and there's blood like dripping down her leg. She was like, I just give me a second, let me go change my tampon. And he was like, you do what I want you to do right now, and threw the spaghetti, a plate of spaghetti at her. It was just like, why are you eating spaghetti in the middle of the day like that? Anyway, that's why you probably irritable. You got all that pasta in your stomach. You're feeling heavy, mixed with the drugs. But that's just evil, dog. You can't give her 10 minutes to go change her tampon. And I'm just like, what does he have with period blood where he's just like, I don't care about period blood. We just do what we need to do. It was like, Cassie also said she had times where she was on her period and they did it anyway. And like, it was on the linens. And people had to clean that up. So this is people that like work for him. Like, Cassie worked for him, but she was like his girl too. But this is like your employee. So he don't follow none of the HR stipulations. You know how you sit down and you say what is right and wrong? Diddy broke all those rules. I'm like, did they even have an HR meeting when you get hired? It was like HR was covering things up. But just overstepped his boundaries. Obviously, he's graping people left and right. Threw her in the pool one time. Threw a laptop at her head. Almost hit her in her head. And she just felt like there was no way out. She was like, this is before Me Too. She was like, she got pulled over one time and for speeding, and he put Diddy on the phone. And the police let her go. So she was like, that just showed the power that he has. She was like, I signed an NDA. Like, I didn't have anybody to talk to. But her main testimony was just like, it was good times. Like I think everybody's kind of said this, which is why things get convoluted. But I mean, I feel like the conversation on abuse and rape has grown, and we understand now why some people stick around or hang around people that have raped them. I mean, just in school and stuff, when people are being bullied, you're still friends with those people. You still hang out with them. Multiple days. That was your surroundings. But I just feel like in the past, it would just be like, why were you there, or why did you stay? And there's still some of that, but now I think we've had a more nuanced conversations. With social media and everything, about why people stick in these situations. But that's what the lawyers use as a defense of, like, just trying to say, like, why did you stay with him? So today, basically, is they just brought up, like, a bunch of pictures and, like, captions. But it's just like, yeah, everybody makes things look good on Instagram. We're going to talk about marriage and divorce in a second. Everything looks great on Instagram. She's not going to be like, the guy that raped me. You know what I mean? She's going to get her ass beat and probably raped again. So they were just bringing up nice things that she said publicly or while she was working for him, which they did that with everybody, with Cassie and Capricorn Clark. But it's just like, yeah, in the midst of all that, like, you had to keep him happy. A lot of people said a lot of great things about Harvey Weinstein, and he was a certified monster. Okay. So if you're working for somebody and you have good moments, yeah, you're gonna be like, thank you, you're amazing. Right. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff it's not funny, but it is, because he's so just ridiculous. But, like, he just dropped ice water on her while she was sleeping one time. And it's just like, dog, what is wrong with you, dog? Like, calm the fuck down. Diddy must not have any real friends in real life, right? Because somebody had to be like, they said when he knew he was wrong, he would act like a little kid and get real defensive. But sometimes you just gotta be like, dog, just let her sleep. Calm down. Like, you don't have to throw ice water on her. He really was running it like a jail. Like, he was the leader of a gang. But he's just bullying women. It's crazy. So she worked with Cassie, was friends with Cassie. So the way he would make her do stuff is he would threaten to tell Cassie that they had been intimate, even though that's not really intimate. He forced her to do those things. Yeah. So that was her testimony. They said she was the most kind of emotional on the stand. She had to relive a lot of situations. And today they just kept bringing up pictures. They were like, you celebrated the anniversary of your great by wishing him a happy birthday. She was like, he graped me on his birthday. Like, if it's a few years later, yeah, I'm going to say happy birthday. But she said she can't work anymore. She has PTSD and just, brings up if somebody sends an email, she gets traumatized. They said that his old bodyguard, D-Rock, was like trying to get her to speak on Diddy's behalf, and she like threw the phone and ran away when she was by herself. Nobody was around. It's like, nobody's coming for you. But yeah, he's just in her head forever. He's in a lot of people's heads forever. But yeah, we've all like been places, workplaces that were traumatizing that might not even have been that bad. So imagine it like 10 times worse, where the things were physical, or a guy was just like screaming at you horrifically. It's hard to come back for that, especially if you're a girl and you're dealing with a man who has more physical power and force over you. He slammed her arm in the door. She thought it was an accident, but he did it twice. He took her phone. She didn't want him to have the phone because they would make jokes about his moods. Obviously, if you have a crazy ass boss, you gotta confide in somebody. So that was her whole testimony. So from looking her up, the lady was white, but yeah, I think she was the first person that wasn't black that testified. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why she didn't want her name to be mentioned. I guess I guess she probably had a doctor's note. It's just like, listen, if this person's name comes out of there. But somebody brought up the fact that the way the lawyers went at her and making her relive those situations and just like being like, this was the day that you got raped. You said you got raped, and then you hung out with him again. You took pictures with him. You were doing funny videos with him. It's like, that's all work. In entertainment, like, you can hate somebody and still work with them. Somebody get traumatized, you still work with them. There's been just plenty of abusive environments that weren't as extreme as Diddy's, where people look like they're having a great time all the time. I know Kenya Barris was talking about he's been in writers' rooms where guys was just assholes. They just showed David O. Russell, throwing stuff all over the room. Like, it's crazy people in the entertainment business because the lines are blurred with like HR and what you can tell on people about. And it's just recently, kind of with Harvey Weinstein, everything changed where it's just a safer working environment. So everybody's saying the case has pretty much been proven, like with the kidnapping with Capricorn Clark, the trafficking with Cassie, the coercion, all that's been proven with the RICO, with these testimonies. It's just like he was making people do stuff with beatings and force and blackmail. Okay, so he's got videos of people all the time. So I think there was kind of like, I was thinking that today, like a method to his madness. He was just like, even though he was doing these heinous things, he was like, I need to have things on people because I'm running a criminal organization and I don't need anybody to tell. And like I said last podcast, this is like, you could have just been nice. If you would have just been nice, like these people would have just gone so hard for you. Like, and I don't know, they just would have been happier lives. I don't know why he felt like he had to leave everybody traumatized. Obviously, hurt people. So whatever's going on with Diddy, that's the real story. Like, one day I just need a sit down interview. Like, what happened to Diddy? What made you be so cruel and evil to so many people? That's what I want to know. Because even with Suge Knight, it was like, I don't know, it was like gang culture, but it wasn't like abusing women make women feel horrible culture. Like, Diddy was like another level. Like with Suge Knight, it was gang culture because it was just like, I don't know, this is how we're running things. This is just how we live. But with Diddy, it was just something different. Like, he just wanted to have control over people in the worst way possible. And it all came crashing down. The crazy thing is, I'm watching the case, like, and how much they needed to prove this. So, like, if he would have just toned it down a little bit, he actually could have probably got away with ruining a couple lives. But he ruined so many people's lives that it just all came crashing down to where we're at now, and he just couldn't stop. And yeah, he made her do drugs. That's the crazy thing to me. I'm just like, what if these people couldn't handle these drugs? But he made her do MDMA and ketamine. She didn't want to, but she obviously felt pressure. He said there were times where he just got awkwardly in her face. It was like, take this now. So Diddy's a wild boy. He's more than a bad boy. he's a traumatic boy. So I beg your pardon with Trump works because everybody's getting pardons, right? So he pardoned the Chrisleys. Was it Julia and something Chrisley, the reality stars that stole millions? Now people are split. Some people I see are just like, they don't deserve a pardon. Like, they were doing bank fraud. They stole millions. When I see millions, I'm just like, okay, you deserve to be in jail. Because I never understand why people go so far with the crimes. All right, 10, 100,000, I can see. Now, banks, do I feel bad for banks? No. But if you get caught, or I don't know if that affected the regular everyday person, if they just got over on banks, man, fuck those banks. Banks steal from me every month, and I don't even have money. They just charge me just to charge me. But yeah, people were like, they knew what they were doing. But they said, the thing that I saw was they said, let me look up the name. Y'all know who the Chrysleys are. Hold on, let me just real quick. Chrysleys pardon. First of all, they're everywhere now. They're doing multiple press conferences, social. Todd and Julie Chrysler. Okay, I've seen their faces, so they're obviously famous, and I don't like. They're one of those people that are famous where it's just like, I know you're famous, but I don't really know who you are until now. But they said the FBI was told about the case, didn't want to pursue it, and then later, when they got more celebrity or something like that, they pursued the case. So that's why people are saying, or their lawyers are saying that it was unfair. And Trump was like, I've heard you've been treated very unfairly. Very unfairly. I'm not too familiar, but I'm familiar enough to be unfairly. Us criminals get treated so unfairly out here. It's not right. It's not right. You should be able to do a crime, and just because you're a celebrity, you should not have to go to jail. So yeah, some people were just like, yeah, they knew exactly what they're doing. They knew what the risk was, and then other people were just like, I mean, they're celebrities, they're MAGA, they deserve to be free. So everybody is just like, it's only because they're MAGA. That's why they got off. It's because their daughter campaigned for him super hard, which is probably true. That's one thing about Trump. Trump is loyal. He's a loyal dude. You kiss his ass, he returns the favor. Some people are saying Trump is getting paid, but I'm like, none of these people have money. Well, okay. So then, so people are saying it's a political move that after that, he got NBA YoungBoy and Larry Hoover off, which either way you slice it, it's a good move. It looks good. You made the hood happy again. All right. They got Snoop. Okay. They got Kodak Black. Pretty much, they got rap. Rap is MAGA at this point. Rappers got so rich, they align with racists and people that ruin the lives of their fans. So, NBA YoungBoy is, he's like a cat times two. Like, no matter how many times he goes to jail, he gets back out somehow, some way. So that is, I guess, the benefit of being successful. And then Larry Hoover, who there was some confusion about that. Like, it looked like he's getting out, but he has so many years. They was just like, no, now he can just do jail in a nicer environment. Yes, he had 200 years, which is crazy. But a huge figure in hip hop. His name's in a bunch of rap songs. What is it? GDE is the gang that he was ahead of. That's the thing. You can't just still be running the gang in jail. GDE gang, Larry Hoover. God's Disciples, right? Yeah. Gangster Disciples. Chicago Street Gang. So I think he did do a lot of good, but he did a lot of bad. and also, he was in jail still, like, making stuff happen. So he just got years on years. And yeah, so his federal sentence got commuted or pardoned. But they're just like, he still has state, he still has a lot of years. And he's 74 years old. So it's unfortunate. But those were the three big pardons. I think there was a bunch more. I saw a list somewhere. But Trump is making moves, man. And that looks good for him. It looks good for him to the extreme on each side. The extreme MAGA looks good, and to the hip hop rap community, it looks good. So Trump is playing chess out here. Okay, so Zion Williamson is getting accused of rape. With put a loaded gun to her head. Also, she says he hit her in the head with a car door. Now Zion Williamson does not have the best reputation. He was getting busy with porn stars. They came out talking about. If anything, he's a little bit of a sexual devil out here. He likes to have a good time in the bedroom. Who was the Mariah Mills? Everybody was like, her. It's just weird big body. That's what we was like. You know, you're a freak. You don't even want a normal looking girl. And she's a legend in that industry. I remember her when I started my time watching videos. I don't remember any of her videos, but I remember her name. So yeah, I was just like, it could be guilty. Now I did see some comments where it's just like it's somebody said it's a conspiracy against freaky rich men. It's like, well, why don't freaky rich men be more responsible? How about that? Maybe not. Maybe don't be so freaky. How about that? But this girl, he was in a relationship with 6 years. So in their statement denying it, they said, it's a shakedown. And once he cut her off completely is when the lawsuit came for millions of dollars. Who knows? All we know is Zion Williamson does not have good PR, and he does not make good decisions off the court. That's what we know. So whoever his handler is needs to be fired. And listen, man, I was saying this to myself. It's just like you have to take precautions if you have money, even if you're like doing okay in life. Just these days, everybody is just chasing the clout. Date people on your maturity level, on your financial level, and just be safe. The days of just casually meeting somebody and having some fun, it's kind of over, right? For men and women, you really have to watch what you're doing, what you say, and stop getting in these toxic relationships. Okay. But obviously, Zion is a toxic human being. And, he's going to attract toxic girls. And, if your athletes, try to mature. It does suck that, I don't even want to say that. You just need to be emotionally mature. And I think a lot of these athletes aren't emotionally mature, and they're getting in situations with people who are also not emotionally mature, and both parties are suffering. And so let's promote maturity. And I guess you got to get these guys in therapy earlier. So, and I don't know if they've just been spoiled their whole life and pushed along and given everything. But that's why you need good parents and come from a wholesome household and treat people kindly. I was just thinking about the best advice that my coach told me when I was younger. He was like, dog, if you ever make it to the league or go overseas, he was like, when I played overseas, I would let my groupies hang out in the room and I would treat them nice. I would feed them or whatever. They just wanted to be around. And he was like, some of the other dudes, they were mean. They treated these girls like they were nothing, would kick them out. And he was like, those are the dudes where the girls freeze the sperm in the refrigerator and then, take you for your money. So, treat people well, treat people nice. It comes back around. And, I hope everybody finds healing in these situations and make better decisions, man. Make emotionally mature decisions. That's all I have to say. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the Gossip Intellectual podcast. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. Keep some sunshine on your face. Bye.